and welcome to Newfoundland and Labrador Studies 2205. This is Unit 3, The Country Grows, Section 4, Lesson 9, Video 1, on the Amulree Report and the Royal Commission. I'm Miss Fleming, your instructor for this course. Let's get this one started. Through the Great Depression, Newfoundland and Labrador's debt increased, causing Prime Minister Frederick Alderdice, this man right here, to announce that Newfoundland would have to partially default on the debts. Great Britain was alarmed by this, as it would weaken financial markets and the credit of Canada and other British dominions. To prevent default, Britain and Canada paid 2/3 of the country's interest on January 1st, 1933. The condition on this payment was for a royal commission to examine Newfoundland's future and for the country to accept the commission's recommendations. So let's talk about the Newfoundland Royal Commission. On February 17th, 1933, an Imperial Royal Commission was appointed by the British government to examine the future of Newfoundland and report on financial prospects. British Lord Amulree, this man right here, and 2 Canadian bankers, one originally from Newfoundland actually, were appointed, holding 100 formal hearings and conducting 260 interviews across the island. The Commission gathered information from informal visits to communities, homes and workplaces, speaking with fishermen, workpeople, merchants, doctors, and clergy. They did speak to a lot of people. Hearings finished in July 1933, and the Amulree Report was published in October. Officials in London were also discussing the fate of Newfoundland and produced their own plan, which Lord Amulree was expected to recommend with his report. Newfoundland's public debt was to be rescheduled with a lower interest rate, so it was really a partial default in disguise. But this was done so not to create panic on the global market. Considering this, Newfoundland would have to give up independent governance to allow Britain to administer the country through an appointed commission. The Amulree Report argued that the precarious financial position was caused by government mismanagement, inefficiency, and corruption. The report also stated that simple-minded, as it was quoted, Newfoundlanders were easily manipulated and exploited by corrupt politicians. The report also found that people wanted British assistance and change. It was well received by the press and much of the public at the time. At the request of the British government, Alderdice did not hold an election or referendum on the issue. And responsible government was disbanded, and a British Commission of Government was installed in February 1934. The image on this slide is from December 2nd, 1933, and was the last sitting of the House of Assembly as the country of Newfoundland. So let's talk about the Commission of Government. The Commission consisted of 7 men appointed by the British government. The Governor, who is also chairman of the Commission, 3 British appointees, and 3 Newfoundland appointees. The Commissioners would vote on government measures, and the Governor signed them into law. The Commission also needed permission from the Dominion Office for any of its major policies, very similarly to before responsible government, which we learned about in Unit 2. The Commission was in place for 15 years, until Newfoundland and Labrador's Confederation in 1949. Due to lack of funds during the Great Depression and restrictions from the British Treasury, economic initiatives were limited. Still, there were a number of social reforms, and the Commission undertook to help unemployment, health, education, and well-being. And we're going to talk about those in the next 2 videos, because there's 3 for this lesson. Alright, so now it's time to continue to the next video. I'm going to ask you to please take a break if you need one, because we have a lot to cover, and I'll see you in a bit.